Good day everyone, my name is Sai Siddharth and here in this channel I'll be doing tutorials and videos related to art. So a few weeks ago the Godzilla vs Kong trailer came out. I just loved the trailer and I'm very excited for the movie. And ever since I wanted to do an artwork on it. So that's what this video is all about. It was also a few weeks ago when Jazza posted a video where he made artworks using only squares. And I thought it was an awesome art challenge. So today I'm going to be drawing Kong was fighting Godzilla using only squares, but not only that, for 24 hours. Now a square on different angles form different quadrilaterals such as trapeziums, rectangles, etc. So I can also use those quadrilaterals. Enjoy! Basically my plan was, if I could get the basics of the silhouettes or shapes of both the titans, because that is gonna be the hardest part, but if I could tick that box, then it all be just downhill from there. And by the way, for the details, I'm gonna do them in squares as well, because why not? Even the scales of Godzilla. And also I'm not gonna limit the number of squares, because if I do, I'll just end up drawing a toy dinosaur and a weird looking ape. It's not gonna be pixel art. Or is it? I got to say, the shapes or silhouettes of Kong and Godzilla came out way better than I thought. Okay, so there are a lot of squares and lines in my art, so I'm just gonna go and outline the ones that is necessary before I ink it. Alright, now that the sketch is all done, let's go and refine it with the inking process. I didn't want to ink it entirely and muddy it up, cause then I won't be able to make it look that dramatic and convey that depth in scale. After all, the image has a lot of light that is falling on both Kong and Godzilla, so if I just use a black pen all over it, it wouldn't pop out as much as I would have wanted. I just wanted to draw lines or render wherever there's a bit of shadow and then go in with the color pencils and add the gradients. The inking stage was much more difficult than I thought. I had to be extremely careful where the light was falling, and I had to make sure that I don't ink that part, because while coloring the black will sort of be looking odd in an yellow highlighted area. But yeah, it was really hard. I did end up making some lines very thick when they weren't supposed to be. To point out is that I'm not going to be drawing the fur of Kong in squares, cause it's going to take ages if I did like that, so sorry. Alright, 10 hours in, and now that there's a good foundation, just go and make this piece really stand out with the coloring process. Okay, starting off with Kong. I started off with a base layer of yellow and I slowly but surely added the shadow tones. If If you're using color pencils, here is a tip for you. Have a solid base color, preferably the lightest tone, because if you use the darkest tone first, you won't be able to layer the lighter tones on top of it, and it wouldn't be that effective also. For adding small highlights in the fur and making individual fur, I used a pen knife to just take off a bit of the pigment. Because of the rendering and line work of the fur that I did early on in Kong, it was much more easier for me to place the shadows without making it look completely dark. Every time I had finished putting the shadows and highlights in a specific area, I used a grey pencil over the area so that the yellow highlight doesn't dominate. "14 hours in. Okay, so now coming to Godzilla. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Godzilla has a lot of grey tones in his scales, not yellow or brown. Yeah, I get that, but since I'm doing a fully colored piece with a background, I want to capture the light falling on it, so that's why. Coloring Godzilla took a huge load off my 24-hour mark. Since Kong has fur, I can add the gradients using color pencils and then add the fur later on using a pen knife. But it is different for Godzilla. Since Godzilla has a lot of scales, I had to carefully place my shadows. Okay, now that both Kong and Godzilla have been fully colored, let's move on to the background.